Aloha, Mother Fathers. Welcome in another episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast across all of your different streaming platforms, audio and video available, of course, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio app, all that good stuff. Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alfred with you as always. This is the pre-Royal Rumble, and for some reason we're putting out a WrestleMania card show because we just want to be wrong come Sunday morning.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. I looked back at what we did last year.
We fucking suck.
No, it wasn't
What did we get,
that
bad.
bad.
3 matches right out of 14 or whatever it was?
We got Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, or not Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. We got that right.
Whoop-de fucking do.
We got that right. We got I think every person we picked made the card. So I mean,
no, that's not true.
That's
because Joe Biden and Donald Trump did not make the card riding a donkey and an elephant with Jinder Mahal and Sami Zayn. So
Jinder Mahal didn't make the card either.
he didn't make the card. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So immediately,
Jinder Mahal had
you when you're telling lies.
Jinder Mahal had a very strong 2 episodes of Monday Night Raw.
Man,
last
when he
year.
had that one title opportunity that
it
faded
was
away.
strong.
God.
What has happened? Just wasted. Triple H, you're on notice. Wasting talent. What are you doing?
Faded away quicker than when cotton candy gets wet. Unbelievable.
We got a lot to get through here today.
I love the one, just Tony Khan. We may have to skip that one. Short on time today. I don't want to get mad. I'm already disappointed in myself because I know come Sunday morning I'm gonna look at my card and go, fuck me. But it's just gonna ruin my night.
All right, let's start the show. Our sweet moment of the week brought to you by BA Sweeties. As the days become longer, thank goodness for that. That's a win within itself.
Yeah, it was almost light out till 6 o'clock.
Oh, it was great. You see the ice starting to melt.
Didn't know what to do with myself.
And
Can't wait till the middle of February when it starts snowing again.
True. The Mania picture is heating up. I wanted to bring this point up. I thought I made the best point of the day last week, and it didn't make the air. Of course, go figure. I said last week.
Which is ironic because you handle the edit, so.
No.
You cut yourself.
Well, yeah. Well, my problem.
You're like an emo kid in the 2000s, you cut yourself.
Well, I didn't say it in front of this microphone to this camera. I think Triple H's booking, his style of booking, he does a great job of letting you be focused on where things need to be focused. But sometimes he'll drop a little missile way over there and kind of veer your attention a little bit that way while the action is really still happening right here.
Mm-hmm.
So pay close attention to what happens on SmackDown tomorrow night, because are we going to see Roman Reigns get the final word? And maybe Saturday morning we may think, oh, Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble, which is something we don't want as a show. We do not want Roman Reigns to win the Rumble. But pay close attention to how Friday Night SmackDown ends. Maybe he's the final image. But this is great.
I think, remember last year, the last thing was these two.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the last two in the Rumble. And there were rumblings, no pun intended, that Punk was supposed to win and he'll challenge Seth. Cody'd find a way to get to Roman again, whatever it was. Obviously, Punk gets hurt. We don't know if that was ever really truly the plan, but it was always supposed to be Cody, Roman, Seth, Punk last year for the titles. Now, I mean, we talked about it. It appears Rock is out. He was hugging Cody and drinking vodka with him in the back and all that stuff, and or whatever, tequila, he moved on. This is not in the picture, so to speak, at least currently.
Correct.
For the titles, for Cody, for any of that stuff. So it's really wide open as far as who could be that person. Because whoever wins this match is challenging Cody.
Look, can I ask you this? Based on what you just said, would you rather see Cody versus Punk or Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania this year?
I think Punk, because it feels like the story's been there, and they can reference over a year of stuff and everything like that. And I think Punk was in the ring too with Cody last year when he was a champion and when he won a title and all that, and the relationship with his dad. No one seems to know this, but Punk, developmental, all that stuff. Tim and Dusty were close and all that too. He brought it up, and some people on TikTok have This one girl who just like hates Punk for some reason. I don't know. Like it's like deep. It's like goes
Really?
back over a decade. Like she's not even that old, but it goes back decades.
Oh,
like
wow.
she was like a toddler when this guy was wrestling in the early 2000s or whatever it is. But like, I'm like, what do you fucking know? She watched too many Dave Meltzer podcast episodes.
Did
Somewhere
she hate him when he was like the heel champion 10 years ago?
She probably wasn't even.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
she was probably like not even watching wrestling.
and I love how that was referenced too. He, like CM Punk, he was like, dude, I held that championship for 434 days. By day 300, and if you did the math, you watch back then, you know exactly what happened. By day 300, I became a person that I didn't like. I became a person I didn't recognize. And that championship adds extra pressure. Yeah, just because you're home, Cody, doesn't mean you're sleeping. You're probably not going to sleep because you want to be the John Cena of WWE. You know what that championship means. It felt like watching this, it felt like a conversation that didn't belong in front of 20,000 fans. It felt like a real one-on-one conversation that 20,000 fans just happened to just eavesdrop into. It didn't feel like a promo. It felt like a real conversation.
He's talking from perspective. He's literally lived this. He was the face of the company during that time. Obviously, Cena was still Cena, but I mean, Punk beat him. Like, he was the guy. I mean, that's just what happened. And he was trusted to go in the ring with the likes of The Rock and those guys, just like Cody was. So, I mean, he's literally been in this situation before. People are, judging because he's older or whatever it is. And the one line I didn't really get was the digging graves for people that have come at him. I guess that maybe is a shot at AEW. I don't know, because what has Hangman Page done since that match? I mean, Moxley obviously is still the champion and is doing some bigger things, but MJF kind of fell off after that. He had the Adam Cole stuff, which originally looked good, but then kind of obviously turned into what it turned into. I mean,
maybe that was the point, though. It was like, you come after CM Punk, fine. It feels good at the moment.
Yeah.
But are you really... Are you better off?
If it was a shot at AEW, I get it. But if it was a shot in general of people over the years, it's like, I mean, Cena obviously still had an amazing career. Like, Jeff Hardy had his personal demons, but he was a world champion and has done great things across multiple promotions.
I think Jeff Hardy's low point was Victory Road 2011 more so, and he talked about that too, and that was like a turning point.
I don't know. I mean, that's the only one that I was kind of like, I don't know if I like that.
I wonder if that was.
It had to be a shot.
Well, I perked my ears when I heard that line because I felt that was a direct shot at referencing AEW without saying AEW.
Yeah.
Like.
Which, by the way, I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but I watched on the way to the studio the entire 19-minute video you sent me on Moxley and the Death Riders.
Yeah.
You know what? Pac was the best one. I mean, at least
you're not wrong.
At least he had some fucking conviction.
The what? 90 seconds that he talked to that video?
Yeah, when it looked like he was in a mirror, but he wasn't. He was just standing in a doorway like the fucking Grudge. Like, that was weird.
That was some good stuff.
I mean,
that was some good stuff.
Strange, but yeah. I don't know.
We're going to talk about the elephant in the room in terms of these two guys were once in another promotion, and how did that promoter fumble the bag on this? The one thing I wanted to get out of this, though, it seems like everything that CM Punk is doing right now, he's hitting gold. It's grand slams. Everything that he does. And I'm trying to reason, I'm trying to think why, and maybe you can answer this, why is he connecting so well with the WWE audience, with the pro wrestling audience? I've always been a lifelong fan of CM Punk, so I don't know if I could accurately answer that question without bias. But CM Punk speaks with conviction. CM Punk is a flawed individual, and we're okay with it. Mm-hmm. It's CM Punk does things that a lot of us wish we can do with the confidence that he delivers.
People look at him and they see Phil Brooks. If you're new to this, that's his government name. But like, this is, they see the person. I think he's gotten to the point now where it's not a character, it's not a gimmick. He can, and like most really good, cultivated personalities, no pun intended, in pro wrestling, it's yourself turned up to 11, essentially. Liv Morgan's talked about that. It's her turned up to 11. Is she that crazy and giddy and skipping around all the time? No, but she'll turn it up to 11 when the red light goes on.
Right.
Like the same thing for him. He's sarcastic. I'm sure people will tell you he's prickly, probably in person too, depending on how you approach him and all that stuff. And he's turning it up to 11. And we can relate to that because we know people like that. Some of us are like that. We have that kind of personality. We look at our lives the same way he looks at his, and his situation is the same way we do. You connect the most with a certain person. That's when you go over the top. Whether it's a positive message, Hogan in the 80s, whether it's Cena with the same kind of mindset, just that never give up attitude. People are like, I don't want to give up. Yeah, I want to keep pushing, keep grinding. Like it's the positive thing in your head. You can't necessarily look at John Cena and be like, I'm just like him, because not everyone is 6'1", 6'2", shredded, can deadlift like 1,000 pounds, whatever it is. But a lot of people look like Punk.
True.
I got tattoos all over the place. I mean, I feel like I get misunderstood sometimes.
And
all that stuff.
sometimes,
like I mean, it's yeah.
And sometimes even with Punk, sometimes he'll take shots at good people. So we're praising Punk for taking a shot at Hulk Hogan, well deserved. But right before then, he took a shot at Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
And Sami Zayn,
also another person who falls into this, very flawed person who's made some questionable choices and continues to fight himself in some situations.
But Sami wears it on his heart. Where Punk is saying, that's not going to happen. And Punk has enough confidence to look at Cody and say, look, I'm not like one of your other friends who's going to pretend to be there and whatnot. I respect what you have done, but it's going to be me that's going to come after you. It's going to be me that's going to be in front of your face when I win the Royal Rumble.
And again, he could still technically not choose Cody, depending on what direction the company decides to go. But it feels like now at this point, whoever wins this, I mean, even if Seth or one of those guys wins it, it feels like it kind of has to be Cody.
I wonder, let me give you one other thing before we move on. If the final two, let's say I'm going to lay out a scenario. Final two is Punk and Roman in the Rumble. And Punk pulls out the W. And then, as Punk is about to celebrate, if you smell, using his powers on the board, entry number 31, The Rock.
No, he'd just be 30.
Whatever.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
The Rock comes out. Rock throws Punk over the top rope.
Well, that'd be a good way to get heat.
The crowd would melt.
Oh,
and
be pissed. Well, and also, I think it's not going to be good heat either.
Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to ask. Like, it'll
be terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, if he's going to do that, just come out at 30.
Yeah.
Like, be an actual part of the match. Don't do the 31 thing and then have it seem like he's won the match and, like, parade around, ring the bell, all that stuff. He's pointing at the sign, and then all of a sudden, no. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
With anybody.
No.
Because you're burying him at that point.
That would be I don't even know if Vince McMahon would even stoop that low.
Vince would just have The Rock come in at 30 and throw Punk over the top rope. He wouldn't. Or whoever the last two are, or one is, whatever it is. He wouldn't.
I have some thoughts on Cody that we're going to share in a little bit here. But overall, our sweet moment of the week, this face-off. Don't do what I almost did, which was almost turn off Netflix.
Yeah,
because I thought the show was over.
Well, I saw it was like 2 hours and 25 minutes in, and they were going to that package, I think, for WrestleMania or something like that. I'm like, oh, I guess that's it. It was like a Roman thing for the game, video game or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Cody's like in the corner. I'm like, oh, there's more apparently.
No, there's more.
I thought they were just like filming the after, like, when they thank the house and they do like a little thing or whatever it was. And like, no, he was talking and he got fired up, and that's when Punk came out. And
I didn't see the credits, but again, the way that segment played out before was like, all right, that's the show. And I'll be honest, we typically don't rate quality of shows on this here on this podcast. I will admit, this past Monday's Raw as a whole, it felt like for the first time, like we were really back to normal, even though they had the celebrities and stuff and the different camera angles. I wasn't overly a huge fan of Raw this past week. I thought it kind of, chugged along a little bit. But obviously, it's how you finish and you end with a hot angle like this, you're going to think more positive thoughts. No matter what, though, the moment you go
positive thoughts in BA Sweetie.
The moment you walk inside, you pull up to the parking lot, you see the giant lollipop, and you smell the candy. You smell it. It's in your nose. Not literally, but the smell is there.
Yeah, don't put the candy in your nose.
Please do not put the candy in your nose. We don't advise that. Don't do that. We advise you to eat the candy. Backtrack. We advise you to pay for the candy. Please pay for the candy. Then eat it.
Oh, my God.
But
I'll tell you what you did when you go to commercial.
You know what? This is not going too well. Pete, let's just go to the commercial right now. Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit, make a left off Brook Park Road, and go directly to BA Sweeties, the giant lollipop. You'll see it right there. Wonderful candies and stuff, and I can't wait.
How often do you sniff candy? Because that was the first time for me, and it was crazy.
I had the sniffles, okay? Chill, okay? Yeah. Listen.
I'm going to have the sniffles for the next 18 to 24 hours.
They don't have that, but they have great candies and different sodas, 30 different flavors.
Hey, Siri, I need a doctor. Sorry.
Kyle, you can take the rest of this read. Go ahead, man.
Don't forget, you guys, hey, Valentine's Day is coming. We know, obviously, Mally's, the other local kind of big candy store. They're not even local. They're all over the place, too. Mally's is the one you normally think of when it comes to, Valentine's Day and thinking about your significant other. But BA Sweeties has you covered, too. Chocolate-covered strawberries, different types of candy, as Double A mentioned, all that kind of stuff. Even if you're looking to maybe take your significant other for like a date. This year, Valentine's Day is on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're thinking about doing something Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is. Feel free to stop by. And also don't forget Easter's coming up too. That is like their Super Bowl for BA Sweeties. So make sure you guys put that on the calendar to take a trip over there and get ready for Easter too. That's only just a few weeks away as well.
I don't know if we can do a Zoom in. Probably not. Sorry, Pete, for not warning you in advance.
Why would you even?
You see that? That's
Well, you're not even on it.
Okay. They got this at BA Sweeties. This is a Minion. These are Minion marshmallows.
That's what Pete calls his son, Jacob, his minion.
Amazing chocolate, bite-sized, fantastic, has cute design, 5-star rating, and fluffy marshmallows. That's all that Pete calls his son. And
if I ever walk in on Pete calling his son a fluffy marshmallow, when Jacob is probably the skinniest person I know,
Once again,
he's the twig you put your marshmallow on when you want to put it over the fire to roast it.
Amazing chocolate, bite-sized, fantastic, cute design, 5-star rating, and fluffy marshmallows. Minion marshmallows.
Jacob's like, what the fuck did I do to you guys?
Why am I catching strays?
He'd leave, but he can't open the door.
Oh. Hey, I'm going to defend Jacob on that. Can nobody open that door? Okay?
I'd rather watch paint dry.
That door is frozen shut. Forget about it.
Holy shit.
BA Sweeties, check it out. If you've never been there before.
Listen, it's late, man. We had a long day.
I know, dude. Man. We had a good session before the show today of discussion.
Okay,
of discussion. Boy, this is not going well. We'll try again next week.
We sniffed a lot of candy before the show today.
Go to BA Sweeties. This is a great time. Again, Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brook Park Road. You'll see a giant lollipop. You'll be right there. Damn, let's move on.
I don't even want to talk about this.
We have video prepared. We're not going to play it. And the reason why is because this company may actually copyright us and take us off the air.
What else is new? Every time we post a fucking YouTube video now, it gets copywritten.
Well, but
You get 500 followers on a fucking channel, and all of a sudden everyone's paying attention.
well, we get. I think I see on the reports like 2% of the globe. There's like a couple countries that WWE has like exclusive highlight rights to or something. I have.
Don't spray it in your nose, Pete.
Yeah, please. No.
That's right. Yeah. Is the green not showing up? No knows.
Oh, jeez. But the video we was gonna play for you came from this. This was the night that Tony Khan dismissed Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, because Tony felt his life was in grave danger.
And then we saw the video. God, what a... How much of a... You talk about, using white balance, you're a pussy. Like, this guy has never been around anyone who's been physical in his entire life. And yes, ladies, if you're wondering, Tony Khan is single and a virgin as well. Like, my God. Like, this is... It's ridiculous,
This
man.
one shot, by the way, is amazing.
And you can find...
Can we please break down this one shot?
You can find a lot of dumb-looking pictures of Tony Khan, which, if you're going to be on TV a lot, you're probably going to... Listen, at some point, we're going to find something you look at stupid. But, I mean, like, this is...
All right.
Yes, obviously fucked up. And I wouldn't even say Tony when it comes to Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of, obviously, the Elite and that relationship souring and Tony really taking their side more than Cody's.
So I do want to talk about that just a little bit. Not necessarily the details of what went down. But
that would require a whole other show.
I know. But I think, whenever we credit Vince McMahon, which is few and far between, but there were some things that Vince did right and Triple H is doing right now. And I think it's learning how to manage. I mean, even we're seeing with his dad's football team, they're having problems with that.
That's because he's involved in that, too.
Yeah, like they're having, you see their new head coach? Ugh. Duval! Idiot. So.
You're emphasizing the wrong vowel.
So, I think you have to, and hopefully, I'm hoping, because professional wrestling needs AEW to be successful, or needs a second company to be successful, and it might be TNA, who knows? But Tony this is what happens when you fumble the bag and you pick the wrong people to lead your promotion. In front of the camera and behind the camera. This is exactly what happened. Because now you got a Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, if WWE chooses for that to be the main event of WrestleMania, is going to rock the house in Vegas. It's going to sell out a stadium. And AEW, like Tony Khan likes to point out, has proven in the past it could sell out a stadium show in the company history. Not now. Obviously not now. But it has... They put 82,000 people,
allegedly,
whatever, at all in. They've done it.
I checked the turnstiles on that one.
Right, but they've done it, right? So the problem is you have to know that you can't manage everybody the same. You just can't. And I think that's where someday we'll know what happened between him and Cody.
You have to be able to manage, period. The guy can't fucking manage anything. Yeah. He doesn't know anything about TV. He doesn't know even the production side of things. Like, he's lucky he hired the people he did, because the only thing that AEW really has going for them right now is the fact that their production quality is still halfway decent.
Yeah.
Their graphics, their effects,
better.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the announcers are trash besides Taz. I mean, it's just because Taz is funny.
Yeah, and we actually saw, too, Taz had surgery or something, and he was out for, a couple of months, and it really, it went from below average overall commentary to...
It's shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole... it gets me to the point where I can't even speak, just because it's so frustrating. All the talent they have in this company. They get really hyped up about the Timeless Tony Storm thing, this long story with... it was Mariah May or whatever it is.
May.
Yeah, which, again, great job. 255,000 viewers. They didn't even do it on your fucking Dynamite. Did it on Dynamite or did they do it on Collision? Fucking Collision is where you did that angle on. the hottest thing, the best writing you've probably done, with the most impactful promo that she's had in months in Toni Storm, and 255,000 people saw it because 1.5 million were watching Saturday night's main event when everyone knew nothing was going to fucking happen on that show. And they still watched that one instead of your fucking product.
And I would even argue that angle was mishandled because, honestly, there was the Grand Slam thing was just a disaster. That was supposed to be a pay-per-view. Then it got moved to TNT, and then nobody remembered, TNT has to air, NBA All-Star stuff. So that was going to air at like 11 o'clock after the Slam Dunk contest.
Actually, they should switch it. It should be a 3-point contest.
Yeah, so I agree with that, but I 100% agree with that.
You want to see Mac McClung go for his 3rd straight dunk contest title?
He's the next superstar, the national...
In the G League.
Yeah,
he's the superstar. He's the LeBron James of the Corpus Christi Kitty Cats. Yeah, that's where he's killing it. Fuck.
Pete has deep thoughts on the free throw scoring situation in the G League. But
it's like when you go to Giant Eagle, 1 for 2 special. Yeah. Yeah, buy 1 gallon of milk, get 1 free.
Even a Toni Storm angle, like the way you do it, you have her go into that Maya May match at Grand Slam, Denny's special AEW, as what she was playing before. You have her go in with that, and then maybe at some point during the match, then she turns. You do it at an event where there's bigger eyes, or you wait till a pay-per-view.
No, you do it on Dynamite the week before. Like it's on a Saturday, you do it on Wednesday.
Well, my point, Tony's
your main show, the show that most people watch in the 8 o'clock hour, like in the 8 o'clock to 8:15 block, when you have the most eyes on your product. That's when you do your best angles, your hottest stories, all that shit. You don't start with Orange Cassidy getting his ass kicked by some random jobber who was off TV 6 months later. No. You put your hottest stars and your hottest angles on first.
But you missed their backstory from like 17 years ago at some indie show in Topeka, Kansas. Oklahoma City Championship Wrestling.
A lot of people like on social media and TikTok and stuff get upset that people criticize, you should just enjoy all wrestling. And I was like, you know what? Listen to me. I literally get paid now to give my opinion on professional wrestling. It's not just for fun anymore. Like, we actually get paid to do this. So sorry if I think your product sucks and you do something wrong. I'm going to announce it and voice my displeasure and give you reasons why. Not just say it and move on or not have any feedback or anything like that. What the fuck do I know? I've never booked a wrestling show, right? I'm not going to be booking now. And if someone asks me to, guess what I tell them? No, because I don't have any experience. Who am I learning from? I wish the guy to my fucking left would have done the same thing. My left, your right. Well, he didn't. He just like, this will be fun. I could have a wrestling promotion.
The learning tree.
I can let all these wrestlers that have been around for all these years on the independents and have ever actually been on television run their own shit. And I can just greenlight all their ideas. And it's going to be great. And we're not going to run anybody off. We're not going to lose all of our fucking audience. We're not going to sign a new deal for TV by the skin of our teeth. That's going fucking great, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Ratings continue to go down. But Mags is doing well.
No,
it's not.
And I wonder at some point, Turner's going to have to step in. And because...
AEW is one of the highest viewing live sports events on streaming. There's not that many fucking sporting events on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
What is there, like 5 shows a night? Maybe?
At some point, Turner's going to step in.
Of course it's one of the top 7. There's only 7 on the fucking platform.
At some point, they're going to step in and look into quality control.
That's like saying you finished 8th in a race, but there was only 8 people that are running. It makes no fucking sense. Like, yeah, you finished last. Like, you suck. Like, it's like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
Can you run in the Olympics, finish 8th, but in a 9-person competition and say
we're successful? I mean, you made it to the Olympics. Congratulations.
The Olympics, actually,
you got a TV.
That was actually a terrible analogy.
You got a new TV deal. That's great.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with it? You're losing people.
And that's the problem, because the moment that you have the TV deal, you're on the clock. And the same thing with WWE is that, hey, you're on Netflix. It's great. You're on the clock.
Well, there's a little more wiggle room because it's a 10-year deal. AEW is only 3, but yeah.
But it's the same thing. a vehicle, right? You buy a new vehicle or you buy whatever. Every single day, the vehicle loses its value. Every single day. Now, it depends on how well you take care of your vehicle, how old your vehicle is, or if it's a new vehicle and whatnot.
You're
But,
killing it with analogies today, man.
oh, yeah. But
That's actually, I'm fucking with you. You're 0 for 2, but that's beside the point.
no, but this one makes AEW gets the new TV deal. They're on the clock for the next one.
You don't have a car for 5 years and then be able to sell it for more than you paid for it. So depreciating doesn't really work there.
No, but it works from the standpoint this was not a 5-year deal. This was only
the first one was.
But this one's not.
No, but it's for more money per year.
This AEW deal, I believe, is only a 3-year deal.
3-year deal with an option for 4.
So you're working for the option. Number one.
Yeah, but they're making more money in the 3 years than they did in the first 5.
I understand that, but if everything else is going down, if they're not getting the Max stuff is new, so if they're not getting the performance that they are looking for on Max,
the biggest problem is too. So like Raw is only on Netflix.
Correct.
AEW is still on TNT, TBS, but they're simulcasting on Max.
What I don't understand, they combine the numbers.
They don't.
I don't
They're
know
a
why
private.
they're not combining the
They are a
numbers.
private company. Technically, they don't have to give up anything.
I understand that.
The only reason why we get the TV numbers is because Nielsen obviously keeps track or whatever it
True.
is. But I mean, other than that, like they don't have
So,
to give a shit. That's why we don't know. We don't know if they actually are
But
profitable
you
or
do
not.
know through the eye test that less people are going to the shows.
Yeah, when
Like
you're
that's
booking
your
3,000
eyes
seat
are
arenas,
seeing-
yeah.
Your eyes are seeing that they're at smaller arenas. That when they do go to big arenas,
No,
that-
not smaller arenas, intimate settings. It's how you word things. It's all about branding.
Okay.
Fucking idiot.
Okay, last week I tweeted this out. And one of these I actually still strongly stand by.
Oh, I agree with you on one. The other one, I'm kind of surprised.
So I'll explain what. Okay.
So we know Gunther obviously that what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
he
just
needs to lose.
absolute
I mean that's
worthless.
I feel bad. Just
So
'cause-
I lumped in Cody with this when
You don't like Kevin's story?
when I said this last week because I felt Kevin Owens was clearly outshining Cody. That's why I said it. Like you got to when you said last week, you made a case that Kevin Owens last week should win the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. I don't know if you still stand by that now with the CM Punk developments, but when you said that last week, and as we're doing the show, like the idea of Kevin Owens with a microphone, with the real championship being an annoyance for at least a month, like that kind of excited me a little bit, like as a fan. That like this is different. This is, with Spark. And I didn't feel that Cody Rhodes, up until this past Monday, he was getting outshined in this feud with Kevin Owens. And that's just for that reason. And that's why I was saying, like, Cody is kind of cold as a champion. But the good news with Cody is that when he has something to sink his teeth into, he can elevate his game. And I think he clearly has something with CM Punk. I think he can even elevate himself even more with Kevin Owens. Like, he's showing a little bit of that fire. He's really delivering and whatnot. I just don't like with Cody the whole I'm the champion, I'm the face of the company, and the long, drawn out, going through the motions. And it felt like sometimes with Cody, that's what he's been doing.
Well, I think it's all leading into the story with Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you were champion, and it's been great. And the first couple months, you were so energetic, and and now, man, you're just worn the fuck out. Like, you're still doing the old school schedule, even though now they only wrestle 2 to 3 times a week. It feels like you're still only home 1 day a week, maybe. Like, you're doing media, you're doing all these things, you're the training, all that, like, you're all over the place. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to wind things down, and you know what, I'll take that for you. That kind of, like, there's, again, Punk in the days of like a 4-year championship reign, I'd imagine, are going to be waning a little bit now. I think you want to build some sustainability in some of these guys. That's why Cody's had the title for 7-8 months. That's why Gunther's had the title now for 100 some days, whatever, maybe more, since August. So obviously more than 100 days. But I mean, you want some validity in a title reign. You don't want to have a Kofi Kingston situation where you have it for like 5 months and then lose it in 3 seconds.
Well, just you would never see this in Triple H's WWE. But if KO won the championship at the Rumble, and then at the Chamber, Cody won it back.
It's possible. I mean, Kevin does deserve to be a champion again at some point. His work's just been too good. I think he re-signed with WWE relatively recently too. So I mean, he will most likely become a champion again, and he's only getting older, so it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later.
I would not imagine. Okay, we gotta throw if Kevin Owens wins the championship at the Rumble, that does not necessarily mean
he's going to be champion at WrestleMania.
He's champion at Mania.
I would say, yeah, if he wins it, there is another plan in place where even if Cody has to win it back, and that's what Punk, if he wins the Rumble, tells him. It's like, I'll face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, but right now, kind of looking at Gunther. Cody, changed my mind. Remember, because last year they didn't announce, Cody didn't take that spot until after the press conference for WrestleMania, whatever it was. So you don't have to announce right away. I know he pointed to the sign and pointed to Roman, but he didn't make the official announcement.
Well, they dragged it out, yeah.
Yeah, until later. So you have time to decide. Even previously, it wasn't always like, hey, Monday after, as much as I'd love to see it because we're going to be there. But I mean, you don't have to announce on Monday on Raw on Netflix on the 3rd, I'm facing whoever at WrestleMania. Like, you can take your time with it. And,
make the champions make the case to you.
And remember last year, Seth was, arguing to Cody like, hey, you have a choice here. Like, and I think it set the precedent for whoever wins to be able to give this time, so you have some buffer room with these guys in case one or both of them loses the title.
We talked about it on this show. Seth Rollins, his sales pitch to Cody Rhodes with the World Championship.
Yep.
Like we talked, that's a discussion point. I mean, it's good to have. Now this guy's ice cold. This is
I didn't like any of that. I didn't like the Seth thing. I didn't like Logan Paul coming out. Like, it didn't. I don't like anything, which is sad because him and Priest got me going a little bit, especially around SummerSlam and then through that, and because they were just so physical, and you missed that a little bit with him. The promos don't seem as sharp anymore. He has the confidence comes and goes when he's talking. You see that. But just none of his feuds have really hit like the IC title reign did.
Yeah, and the problem, and I thought about this as we was putting our WrestleMania cards together.
But you would think too, like Cena's the perfect person for him. The international heel versus the All-American John Cena. God, that's a flashback to every Cena title run ever.
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm like
Rusev.
Right. Oh boy. I was just thinking who's his challengers? I know Cena. I know that's. I'm talking about who's there every day right now. Cody has all these challengers. That WWE Championship. All these people want the WWE Championship.
Well, you could see all these different people that would make sense. And for Gunther, I mean, you could say Cena. You could say. You could honestly say Logan Paul. He fought Cody for the world title at a premium live event.
You could say Seth Rollins.
You could say Seth. You could say Punk if he stays on Raw. I mean, if he chooses Gunther, which he wouldn't at this point. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's not even fun talking about him, to be perfectly honest.
Well, do you get excited about any of those matchups with Gunther anymore? I don't know. I mean, honestly, he needs someone like a Drew or something like that, just from a standpoint of it's going to be physical, and at least they're going to hit hard as fuck.
I'm going to be honest.
Would Ilya, if he would have been more over before he got hurt, if he would have gotten over before then, our absence makes the heart grow fonder. Ilya comes back. That would have been a great WrestleMania match.
I'll tell you what would be great, but you can't do it because you can't. It's not the right time. But will be great. A babyface Braun Breaker.
Not yet.
Again, but the time's not right.
It's unfortunate.
The timing's not right. He has the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't know if he has to be a babyface. I mean, just not being an outward dick. Just being the bad, like what Roman Reigns essentially turned into before, the kind of I'm here to whoop your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to talk shit about you. No, I'm just going to whoop your ass. Like, that kind of thing.
When you look at these two, what I'm getting at, Cody, obviously, that could easily be fixed. And maybe Kyle's right that if it is Cody and Punk at Mania, that's the story, that he is like
Cody can get some time off too. Dude's been working straight for like ever since he came back from the torn pec.
Like he's just exhausted.
It's been over what 2.5, almost 3, or whatever it's been since he's had a vacation. Dude needs to take some time.
Like ice cold doesn't mean you suck. What that means is like you got two guys that are just in different places right now, and like Cody is the when you think of like top level sports team, the Kansas City Chiefs last year when they were 9-7, they lost to the Raiders on Christmas, and you thought like, okay, this is it, right? This is it, with the Chiefs, and then they find a way. Like it feels like Cody is hanging on by a thread. Netflix will put him on television whenever.
It's just because Gunther's really talented. It just he needs a refresh, and I don't know.
I don't even know what you do once he drops the championship. I don't even know
what's his story then.
Like, what's next?
Do you get into something with Kaiser? I mean, I don't know. Just so he can have an actual story that makes sense. If he's not chasing the guy they pointed out every time he comes out, he's been champion 80% of his time in WWE. The problem with that, again, is so what happens when he's not? Because he's not going to be world heavyweight champion forever. He lost the IC title and lost everything.
Yeah.
Like he lost his heat. He lost his ability to draw the promos, the presence even.
Well, his whole character is the prestige of the championship that he's holding.
It's he is prestige. That is his. I am the ring general. Literally, that's his thing. Like so it's. And then he's not on shows.
He's not on shows.
They're getting better about that now. At least he's getting booked. But like on Raw, the dude needs to be the first person out there. I'm sorry. Like he's a champion
honestly,
of that show.
If you want to just be like, hey, I'm gonna earn respect from everybody again and just beat people up backstage, anything that would get some fire back into them, at least to the audience. It's just not happening. All right. We got some exciting things coming up on the other side of the break. So 2 things. We got these sheets of paper here. We have not looked at the names, but we're going to make a case. Whatever
Mine's
names
on the table.
pick,
Why isn't yours on the table?
over here, my side desk.
You almost hit that so hard that your tea flew off of it.
I know. Sorry.
Almost made an accident.
We got names
Almost
from
made
both,
a mistake. Almost knocked the tea off the table.
We got names from both the men and women's Royal Rumble. Names that have been confirmed for the match. So we're going to make a case. The names that we pick, I think 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to time it because we don't have all night.
We're going to make a case for why whatever name we pick is going to win the Royal Rumble, like the best case scenario. So that's coming up. And then the always true. We had a homework assignment. We did it. We haven't even looked at the other.
You didn't look at mine?
I did not look
Pete
at
sent the
yours.
preview. You didn't look at it? I didn't look at yours either.
Did not look at it.
All right, cool. So this is actually going to be a genuine surprise.
Yeah.
When we both find out how wrong we are with these cards. I'm so excited.
But, as friends, we're right when you join the likes of our friends, when they become your friends.
What a fantastic cluster. Look at that. No, it's a fantastic cluster of people and places.
We'll do better next week. Go ahead, Pete. Tom, do you know where everything is here in the store?
No.
Okay.
No. In a general idea, I do, but I can't tell you how many times my office is on the floor of the store,
Right.
And my door is always open. All our managers' doors are always open if they're there. So if any customer has a question or whatever, if they can't find an employee, stock guy or whatever on the floor, they can just, hey, where's this at? So I can't tell you how many times a customer would come in and say, can you tell me where sugar-free candy is? And I'll say 12N. No, I say no, 12S.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I says, it's right down, go down this way because you're in aisle 7 now, 5 more aisles or whatever. And then I'll think about it after they leave, and I'm like, oh, man, I told them the wrong aisle. It's aisle 13.
What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, hey, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. It's not about just, saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible. I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but there's not just insurance laying around. So like there's just it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not. It can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I know you said the joke, hey, we lock the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
So I'll tell you a quick story, real quick. If you delete TikTok, it's not available on the Apple Store or Google Play. You can't get it back. So number one, please do not delete TikTok, because we got great content that he puts together each and every single day.
How the fuck would you even start with that?
Here's why. Because let's just say something happens. Let's just say government intervenes. Say, you made a mistake and you deleted your favorite social media app and you can't get it back. Megan's going to take care of you.
Can't wait. I was excited to say you were going to save that one. Hey, in case you're wondering, don't delete TikTok. But you're honestly, Double A, you're exactly right. She definitely can take care of you when it comes to all the different social media platforms, getting your message out there, even if it's a website, whatever it is. Local businesses here in Northeast Ohio especially is where she is kind of set her feet in, working through that, and she's helped out a lot of great people so far, and the list continues to grow, so be a part of it.
MeganRG440@gmail.com. You saw it in the commercial. MeganRG440@gmail.com, so you can check her out and grow your business. Content creators is a big business, as we are learning these last couple of years, so definitely check out Megan Gallagher, who is a Spectrum News star, by the way, as we found out as well. Good stuff there. Mike from State Farm, man, I'll tell you, the response that he has received over these last 10 days now, since he first stepped in the ring as a professional wrestler, but it stems from the day job. In his day job, he's going to take care of you. He made a great point when he was here with us in studio, and it's something that none of us ever want to think about, but if something were to happen to our loved ones, if something terrible happens, would you rather lose out on both the loved ones and getting some kind of money or something of sorts, or would you like to at least be somewhat secure? Now, Mike can't bring back your favorite, your loved one. He can't bring back your family member, but he could at least help you be secured, going forward, in case something terribly goes wrong with a loved one.
Last thing you want to do in those kind of situations is call your insurance agent and talk about, what the next steps are if you haven't planned it out already. You want to make sure you're prepared. It's one of those hope it never happens, but if it does, obviously you want this guy in your corner. My favorite is a fantastic State Farm agent. Life insurance, auto, home, anything, does not matter. Give him a call. Again, the phone number 216-932-6900, myfavoriteagent.com. Look him up, get a quote, You can do it over on his website as well too. You can just type it on the side, figure out what you're looking at. If you're looking to reevaluate too your situation for your insurance, no matter what kind it is, Mike's got you covered.
Man, he's gonna take care of you.
And his bruises are healing.
Just like in the ring. Man,
His chest,
I love
yeah.
these guys over here, man. They made that entrance, man. That was fantastic. Out of respect for Mike, I did take out the top rope spot, strictly business.
Yeah.
I took it out.
You know, it was for the best.
It was for the best.
Yeah.
Remember to check out Exodus next show right here in Cleveland, coming up March 15th. So we cannot wait for that.
We're tentatively planning on doing something for that, but we will let you guys know and keep you up to date. So
Big main event too.
yeah.
With EC3, and I'm not changing my mustache, by the way. Yeah.
Told you we need to shave our beards. You need to shave your bottom part of your goatee, and we all just have mustaches for when Holiday eventually comes on this fucking show.
EC3
Hey,
versus...
Richard Holiday is going to be in Vegas for WrestleMania or something like that. Or no, he's going to be in Indy. I don't know. One of the two. So he said, book me. Give me my flower.
Carson Drake liked one of our posts on Instagram, by the way.
If you can get him on the show, you know he's going to want to come to the...
I know who else will want to come. Yeah, you know, Pete. Yeah, I have to run that by Rebecca if Carson Drake comes on the show.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I should just book him and he's here. Oh boy, I would be out of a relationship if I did that.
You'd at least hey, with bar minimum, you're getting a stern talking to.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing? You know, you know what I wanted. All right, two big things coming at you. The WrestleMania mock cards coming up in just a bit, but we have here some stuff. This is for your favorite wrestlers. So we predicted last week CM Punk was going to win the Men's Royal Rumble, and then we have a couple different picks on the women's side. You picked Charlotte Flair, and I picked Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, what a pick.
Man, that'll be nice. But we have here.
So she just shows up.
I know, right.
When she's not debating her contract.
We have names that are confirmed entrants for the Royal Rumble this year. And we got 30 seconds to make a case for why the names we're about to pick up should win the Royal Rumble.
Now, you randomize this, correct?
I try to.
You try
one
to.
of us might get more women's selections than
Well,
men's.
that's the point of being random. I could get 4 women. I don't know. I mean, I hope I do because, honestly, you are very sexist. So he didn't want to include the women in this, by the way. Fourth wall broken. But, I mean, we're just going to do it for the men. Sexist. That's the first text I sent to him after he said that. Hey, it's not my problem you hate women, man. It's on you, man.
Go ahead. You're first. Go ahead.
All right. So the first name I have, shocker, not a woman. It's Seth Rollins.
Okay.
All right. 30 seconds, right? So I don't think Seth should win this Rumble, but I'll still throw it out there.
Make a case. That's the whole exercise.
So how many 2-time Rumble winners have there been? Seth won in 2019. He actually probably had one of his better stories that year. I think he beat Lesnar at WrestleMania. Promptly.
The cash in, all that stuff.
That was not the cash in one. That was 2019 when he won the Rumble and faced Lesnar at Mania and won that one. Beat him properly. I think that could be a good tie-in to possibly having another good story with Seth. He obviously has the Gunther angle too, so we'll see.
All right.
I totally made my case. You're late. All right.
Liv Morgan.
Oh God.
Liv Morgan, who has had a better run in 2024 than Liv Morgan. I don't want to use the term most deserving, but she is most deserving to win the Women's Royal Rumble. And I'll tell you, if she does win it, she has a couple of fresh feuds, at least on SmackDown, with Tiffany Stratton. She go that route. You can also circle back one more time with Rhea Ripley. And quite honestly, again, very, very popular selection, Liv Morgan, if she wins it.
He pushes it. Hey, shocker, another man, Jey Uso. All right. So, honestly, you know what? I would not be mad at this. I feel like Jey, again, he is the most, as much as our panel hated the way he does his promos because he's out of breath half the time. Too much eating, Jey. Work that back. But, he is the most overstar in the company right now. I think it's fair to say, across everybody, even Punk included at this point. I think Jey, if there's anyone that really deserves it from the fan perspective, it could be him, and he has opportunities with both Cody. Obviously, and Gunther, too. He can run that back.
Jey Uso would absolutely define the underdog winning the Royal Rumble and not being favored at either of the championship matches. That would actually be a really good pick. John Cena.
All right, yeah, you get one of those.
He is confirmed, and John Cena, the GOAT, maybe he doesn't believe that he could do it. But if anybody could do it, it is the GOAT. It is the greatest of all time. It's the man who deserves one more run at the championship. I don't know how, but I have seen Super Cena over the years overcome everything. If there's ever a man who could beat all of Nexus, it's John Cena, and he can main event WrestleMania one more time.
Yeah, too bad Nexus is long gone. Hey, my first woman, Bianca Belair. Okay, so this actually is interesting from a standpoint of there's rumors that Bianca Rhea could be a thing for Mania. There's been some talk about that now. I don't know if they're going to go that direction, but I don't think Bianca's won a Rumble yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think she had. You can Google me on that one, but I mean, maybe at some point, or I'll get corrected at some point from someone else. But big achievement for her. One of the things she could still yet to do, and I think either one with Tiffany or probably with Rhea would be a huge match, and I would be all for that. I think everyone would be.
She still drives merchandise too, so you want to talk.
Well, she's
about,
always one of those stars that's always at the front,
Mhm.
because she's still damn popular.
even when she's not on the show, she's always on the cover.
She's always on the side of the truck.
All right, Bailey. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be a hard one, but if she does
Just think
win,
of her in shorts.
I can take up the rest of the time just thinking about that. This will be a 2-time winner. This may not be likely, but guess what?
First ever women's 2-time winner.
Yeah, this will be a first women's 2-time. If you want to make a Hall of Fame case with Bailey, this is it right here.
Mm.
And again, you want some interesting matchups. Maybe you have it here with Bailey, but a 2-time winner, an opportunity for Bailey.
Bailey could also challenge for the NXT championship if she did that.
She could as well. You're
Charlotte
right.
has done that before, where she
Mhm.
went down and challenged. I think it was Rhea at the time for the
Mhm.
title, and Rhea's the champion too on Raw. Maybe Bailey Rhea could be fun.
100% right.
God damn it. Roman Reigns is my next guy. 3 guys, 1 girl so far. Sounds like a terrible movie that I don't want to watch on a certain block channel, but nevertheless, Roman Reigns. I don't want Roman to win, but I think this is kind of self-explanatory. If he does, we're doomed to Cody Roman 3, which I think needs a little more time to happen. But Roman could shock the world. He could say he wants Gunther. I want a title, but I don't want your title. I want that title because I never had that title before. Roman's never held the World Heavyweight Championship. Ever. So, who knows?
If this next person is a woman, do you want to trade?
No.
Okay.
You dealt these hands. You deal with it. You sexist.
CM Punk.
The person you picked, this should be easy.
Should be very easy. Again, very relatable. Somebody who has worked tirelessly. Somebody who is, other than Jey Uso, the most over in WWE. And honestly, he is the best mic talker in all of professional wrestling. Nobody can touch a microphone like CM Punk. Nobody.
The way he holds it.
So the way he holds it is special.
Nobody can touch it like
The way he... CM Punk. I just used up my 30 seconds.
I was trying to sabotage you from the get-go. This is an interesting one because I think she hasn't won one either yet, I don't think. Or did she?
I don't know. No.
So Io Sky is my last prediction. We both have 5 apiece. Little face-off of Bailey on this past Monday Night's Raw as well, kind of previewing that confrontation at some point in the Rumble. Always somehow seems to find herself in or near a championship match. She's obviously very talented too. Her and Tiffany be fun to watch. Battle of the Moonsaults. I think her and Rhea we haven't really seen.
Not really. No.
So there's an opportunity for a fresh matchup there. If the story is good, I like it. I think that's an opportunity. So
she's very exciting too in the ring. Like that's just again another under that would be fun. I don't think anybody would complain if she won.
No.
The Rumble. Liv Morgan. I want to say one other thing about Liv. They have made it a point that she's been the runner-up of the Women's Royal Rumble the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Just
take Taco like Killer Cross.
They mention Nuggets when they want you to. Charlotte Flair.
Why do you get the picks? God damn it! Talk.
Well, this was your pick.
Yeah.
But I'll make a case. Charlotte Flair, believe it or not, is actually fresh on the scene. Her character has, if you see the promos, there's more edge to her character now than there's ever been. And she has made it known that she deserves the championship and she's going to make history with it too. I think a feud with her between either woman would be very intriguing with her new edgier character.
Yeah, I'm looking for a difference. I don't want the normal queen. I want a little more attitude. In
Yeah,
there.
I want. Yeah, there has to be, like, you don't need to be humbled. Charlotte Flair does not need to be humbled. Like, this is, I'm the best.
Yeah,
and that's that.
Her and Tiffany would be great. I think Rhea. We know that's going to be a great match if they have that, but I think fresh matchups are important, and Tiffany has been called like the doppelganger of Charlotte Flair, that kind of thing. So I think seeing those two in a match will be fantastic.
All right, the time has come. It's an annual tradition, the show before the Royal Rumble, for us to reveal our mock WrestleMania cards.
Oh, who's first, Pete? Who's
night 1 and night 2?
Night 1 double A's first. All right, so let's see what the fuck we're dealing with here.
So, here we go. This was night 1.
I got indigestion from this.
I'll quickly go through it here. I like WrestleMania opening up with John Cena, the GOAT, opening up. I think his crack at getting on the card, kind of the way I have things mapped out, is him and Braun Breaker.
I love how you put these in order.
I tried.
You literally did.
Yeah.
I know. No. It's not your fault, Pete. It's double A's. He's the one that wanted to do this. All right, yeah. Continue.
Rollins and McIntyre. I think there's gonna be this kind of like that. Both guys. That's gonna turn into a heated feud. Guilt. Kind of misdirection kind of deal. Bianca Belair. She'll be the one who attempted to run over Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair will have the monster heel run. A little iffy about it, but I think, yeah.
I love your card, dude.
McAfee and Corey Graves.
Please.
I'm actually going with the Kyle finish of McAfee being in the Rumble and a masked man taking out McAfee, and that masked man is Corey Graves.
I never said masked man. I just wanted Corey Danner.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going with that. Bloodline rules, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu.
Interesting.
With Solo as the special, I put special guest referee, but enforcer. Solo is going to have to make a choice. So he's going to be key, but Roman and Jacob Fatu. My Royal Rumble winner, Alexa Bliss, facing off against Tiffany Stratton.
Interesting.
And the rematch from last year, but this is for the world title, Sami Zayn against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Main event
night 1.
Wow.
I thought about it.
Pretty good for a cold champion. It was in the main event.
It was going to be either that or Roman and Fatu.
It might be Roman and Fatu.
But I think Sami is going to be, the way I'm envisioning, Sami is going to be so hot that you end the night with Sami Zayn winning the world title.
Well, hold on. They have AC inside in Vegas, right? Hopefully it's not too hot.
It may not work.
Did it? Dad joke. All right. I like the card. It's nice. My turn. Okay, so I should put these in order because I'm not just a psychopath.
I mean, you just flipped it, right?
So my opener is Rhea Ripley versus Bayley for the women's world title. I'm pretty sure I kept the Royal Rumble winners the same, but nevertheless, I have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens as my second match. Obviously, feud, anger, rivalry, Orton on the card, that kind of thing. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus in a last man standing match for the IC title, with Sheamus winning because Braun doesn't get pinned. That's how you get the title off of Braun, move him on to the World Heavyweight Championship, and get Sheamus his big crowning moment in front of all the fans at WrestleMania. Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. Fuck yeah, I want to see that. You booked that match. I got so goddamn excited when I saw that. This needs to happen. Corey's cleared. Pat can wrestle Corey. It's totally fine. They can practice at the PC. We're all fucking good. Or in Pat's barn, wherever the fuck he's at. Love to see it. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. There's another one of those matches. I will say I backloaded night 2. Night 1's more of kind of like who's going to stand out.
I kind of did the same thing with night 2.
But there's more. So a new match. It's a WrestleMania gauntlet match.
Oh.
A number 1 contenders gauntlet
Tell
match.
us more, Kyle.
So, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men will enter the gauntlet, obviously. Whoever starts. Drew McIntyre, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, and the debuting Trick Williams will also be in there. I have Trick, and I believe Drew McIntyre is the last two, and I think I had Drew winning it. Just because you want a name, obviously, to win it. But Jacob will have a crazy spot. Him and Solo will probably fight off, whatever it is. But The winner gets a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE title at Backlash, which I think will probably be somewhere across the pond.
Correct.
So
Yes.
either in Germany or whatever the hell it's going to be. Or
Somewhere in the world.
England, France.
Antarctica.
Yeah, possibly. You never know. In the main events, I have a suspicion that he will get the itch and The Rock will make this happen. Roman's not going to win the Rumble, so I think that this is where
And you're putting this in night one.
night one main events.
The Rock.
The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I think that's obviously a main event match. They're going to build it as such. I think The Rock touches is probably going to be in the main event. Roman's going to need a spot. They love flexing the fact that he's been a 9-time WrestleMania main eventer or whatever it's been. So make it fucking 10, double digits. Skibbity-dee, that's your main event for night one.
My only question is for the gauntlet match.
Now, I have the 2 stars next to Corey Graves and McAfee and Zayn and Cross as almost like a swap out. So if those matches can't happen, I'd have the gauntlet match take the place of those 2.
Gotcha.
Now, it doesn't have to be the gauntlet doesn't have to be an hour long. It doesn't
No,
have to be
no,
like in
no.
a Raw.
I don't have an issue with the match, like the concept of the match. I
It'd
think
be
the
fucking
concept's
cool.
great. Who's the babyface in the gauntlet match?
So Trick.
Would it just be Trick?
I'd say Trick. I'd say at that point, who the fuck knows about Jacob? He could be over as hell, and people.
I mean,
would be cheering
Jacob's
him.
kind of over right now.
Yeah, I mean, Solo's kind of a tweener. Drew's a tweener. He technically is a heel, but he's a tweener. Melo's obviously the one guy who acts like a dick completely, which he's the fun guy in the group, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Trick's so over that you don't really need to have 3 baby faces in this match. People are going to be waiting for Trick to come out. They're gonna
True.
be excited for that.
Yeah. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I think it's different. It's something new and fresh. And if you're only going to have 5 matches, I would take the 2 middle ones out, Graves and McAfee and Zayn and Cross, and put the gauntlet in as the.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like just the way that this is all going to play out. Like, okay, maybe
we assumed it's going to be 7 matches. But
Honestly, Triple H might just have 5 and 5.
yeah,
right.
Or 6 and 5 or something
Right.
like that. It
But
depends
we
on what
wanted
the
to-
stories are.
But
yeah.
for this exercise, we wanted to stick with kind of what they did last year of
Yeah.
7 and 7.
Exactly.
Go from there. All right, let's go to night 2. This is WrestleMania Sunday.
God, I love how you put them in order.
I mean, we both kind of put them in order. It's just flipped. The opener.
Good God.
Now, this could just be main event Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. But I like if WWE goes after Jake Paul, I like for a one-time the Usos versus the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers, by the way, they have a special on Max. Whatever.
Please stop before anyone goes, oh, they're going to box each other. No, they're not. It's going to be a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst kept secret. Like
Yeah.
an hour after that thing,
Yeah,
it all
true.
leaked out that it's not going to be. They're not going to fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
They both are too smart to do that.
But I like this as the opener solely for 2 reasons. Jey Uso coming out to open the show, like it gets the crowd going.
Probably come out with Jimmy and Travis Scott. Probably.
Mhm.
Yeah,
At
again.
Mania, and then people.
Maybe he'll take a hit this time.
True.
Is weed legal in Vegas? Don't ricochet me.
Man, they need to do a show in Denver.
Poor man's Jadakiss.
Right. And then.
Ah!
I'm sorry. That was good. And for whatever people hate the Paul brothers, so
Yeah.
you get huge heat right out of the gate. And then I have Kevin Owens and Randy Orton on night 2. I have it as an I Quit match.
Interesting.
And the reason, and it's for one reason only. Randy Orton needs to deliver the pile driver to Kevin Owens and put him out, and maybe hit 2 of them and put him out. But I have that at night 2. The women's matches, this is kind of more so to, I'll be honest, just to get some people on the card.
God, typical sexist behavior.
I know.
Why does Double A hate women? 216-578-1100.
Hey, you got some people on the card. You got the TikTok favorite who.
Shut up. Shut up.
I think that will be an interesting matchup. Again for the Intercontinental Championship, and Bayley is in a role where if you need her one night to fight for the World Championship, you can put her there. You need her for the NXT Championship, you can put her there.
I'd give the title to Roxanne if that's how it goes.
Honestly, that's kind of how I'm leaning.
Yeah.
The Raw Tag Team Championship.
So Judgment Day gets it back from the.
Yeah,
Even though they just lost.
Yeah, at some point they're gonna get it back. whenever.
I mean, you could do the War Raiders versus Rey Mysterio and Penta, and I'd still be okay with it.
You could.
There's a lot of baby faces in there, but I mean, you could do the size difference. There's
Mhm.
mutual respect, but there's obviously the goal of having a Mania moment already for Penta. And
Dominic Mysterio will be one of the two guys in Judgment Day. The
Mhm.
second one will honestly depend on who doesn't get hurt. Shout out to you, JD McDonough.
I hope that's what gets him over,
Yeah, I know, man.
because that dude, he's talented.
The women's championship match.
You just said, fuck it, everybody.
I was debating, should it be Rhea versus Charlotte? Should it be Rhea versus Becky? I'm like, crap, Becky Lynch has to be on the card. And then like, oh, Liv Morgan. Four-way match. Four-way match.
When in doubt, book 4 women in a match. 'cause
That's right. DIY versus the YS6. I want the YS6 to come out when it's dark in Vegas. And kind of let's jumpstart this thing.
Just to be clear, too, before he gets to his main event, there are no more Raw and SmackDown championships. It's actually just WWE and World. World is Raw, WWE SmackDown.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was doing this exercise, I kind of forgot which one was which.
I don't blame you, but I feel like the tag titles and some of the other like mid card titles maybe are going to be on Friday before.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're going to be able to get some of those in, maybe pre-show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Cody and Punk. We saw the seeds be planted for that. Punk's winning the Rumble. Cody and Punk. And the cool thing about Cody and Punk, they could kind of split off before, like after Rumble. Cody could still finish up what he's doing with KO.
I think this will be it with Kevin. I think Rumble should be it.
But Cody can have one more little side feud.
Yeah.
Punk can have one little side feud. He could finish up with, he got one more match with Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the Chamber really kind of come together, and there's your championship match. So that's my night 2.
All right. Here we go. So opener, Seth versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Seen a lot of reports. This apparently is the plan, I guess, for now. They had their little face-off, too. They tend to, Triple H tends to, you mentioned, throw something over here and you watch it over here, but sometimes he just puts it right in front of your face and says, here. I think we're heading towards this. He wants the biggest possible names and the biggest possible match. John Cena versus Logan Paul. Logan was on the Netflix premiere. They had some extra footage of him talking up John Cena. He's mentioned he always wanted to face him. I can think of no better platform because Logan doesn't lose anything with a loss. Cena gets his win at his last WrestleMania. He gets a huge viral moment with Logan Paul.
And Logan loses nothing with a loss.
Exactly. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest for the U.S. title. Triple H loves Damian Priest. I think he's found his niche as a upper mid-card to main event level talent. I expect it to keep rolling through. Tell her to shut her mouth. Anyway, nevertheless, I don't know that one.
Minion Marshmallow? I think the answer is yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Priest and Nakamura for the U.S. title. I have Priest win that match, too. Shinsuke gets title off after that. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. We both have this match on the card, too. I have it on night 2 in the middle of the card. A little grudge match there. We wanted to see that match really bad. Penta and Rey versus Dominic Mysterio and the masked Chad Gable. He will be a luchador.
Not a bad idea. There's the seeds, too. They started that with Chad and Dom.
Ray's going to be like, you know what? You having a problem with luchadors? You're teaming with one, all right? Well, I can find one that's just as good as me, if not maybe even a little better.
I like that.
Pull Penta in. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's WWE Championship. That's the winner of my Royal Rumble, Charlotte versus Tiffany. All right, what's going on over there? Are you okay? Why is it talking? Tell him to shut the fuck up.
Kyle Cordell versus Pete's phone.
Oh, God. I'm going to bitch slap Siri. And the main event, Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. We both have this as our main event of night 2. It just feels like it's kind of just a foregone conclusion at this point. We're going to see Cody. We're going to see Punk. I'm excited for that match. I'm excited to see what roads they go down to get there, what twists and turns, how other people play in.
Mm-hmm.
We noticed, too, from the past couple main events, other people will play into that match in some capacity, little minor spokes off the main wheel. That is the story of Cody and Punk now as we move into the past Royal Rumble era into WrestleMania 41.
This is good stuff. This is real good stuff.
Can't wait for all these matches to be wrong.
Brock Lesnar returns.
Can't wait for Brock Lesnar to win the Rumble and challenge Cody. I owe you one, boy. I'm gonna piss on your wife. Oh my God. Take it easy, Brock. That's part of the lawsuit. You don't. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's not on TV right now. It's because he
We
can't
didn't-
get cleared because he was peeing on people.
Yeah, we didn't mean to.
Yeah, Brock's a little bit of a sycophant, but that's
Yeah.
totally fine. We still are scared to death of him because he could tear us in half.
R. Kelly kind of messed up those plans too, but yeah, you got that too.
Who's in the closet? Let's-
Chapter 1, rapid fire.
Let's knock these out.
Knock them out. We're out of time.
We can knock them out. Hurry up.
Real quick. Saturday's main event.
Sucked ass. I shouldn't say that. It was serviceable, but we know there's not really a purpose behind it. Something major needs to happen at one of these events for us to care.
Yeah, it's one of those situations now where it's just like,
Glorified house show.
yeah. Triple H. The report is that Triple H will be inducted, will be headlining the 2025 Hall of Fame class.
Won't he be a two-time Hall of Famer now because he's in with the
With
DX? Did he get in with the Click too?
No. 3-time Hall of Famer. I think he's in with. I think Evolution's in.
First ever three-time Hall of Famer. Yeah, stroke the ego while you're there, Connor. That's totally fine. Fantastic. He deserves it though.
Your thoughts on that video that you watched?
Oh, Death Riders AEW is probably one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my life. Watching John Moxley try to be serious is always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Pac, like we said at the beginning of the show, best promo out of all of them. He talked for like 30 seconds. It was great because it all made sense. It all lines up with him. Claudio talked for a long time, which is not usually his strong suit. He's a great wrestler, but not necessarily the best talker.
How awkward was it, by the way? That he had to stand between
How awkward
husband
is that?
and wife.
How awkward is it that Renee had to go into a literal fucking dungeon?
Yeah.
She had to open cellar doors like she was running away from a tornado in Kansas. Get the fuck out of here. Wild. They're just in cellars fucking training. There's like one boxing, like the one heavy bag just hanging there. Wheeler, you just fucking pounding out in the background. Like, who the fuck?
I'm going to say something, and since the show will be out after Dynamite, you'll laugh if this doesn't happen. That video was the first time they actually acknowledged the reasoning behind the Death Riders.
We don't like how things are going, so we made another group. Well, we had a group, but we changed the name of the group to this name with a new group that we're all grouping together. We're trying to get more people to join our group. You can join the group. You can join the group. Anyone can join the group.
All you got to do is, you haven't seen the AEW Championship? All it takes is 3 seconds.
This guy said, you don't deserve to look at the title. No one deserves to see the title. I am the title.
I am the champion.
How lost can you be without actual people producing
Can-
you is phenomenal.
If they don't put that video on their television show, like at least split it up.
Like if Pete wasn't here producing us, I'd be speaking Swahili right now. So that's all you need to know.
You know, like finally after 3 months, and at the end, Moxley said, sit back and enjoy the ride.
Don't quote The Rock, you.
Number one, do not quote the final boss. And number two, in order to enjoy the ride has to be good. It has to be entertaining. It has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah, right now your Yelp reviews at like 0.7 stars. So.
Yeah. Come on now.
Yikes.
All right, we're done. Go to BA Sweeties. Mike from State Farm. Check him out. He's a good guy. Megan Gallagher is a good girl.
Whoa.
That's where you can find us.
Take it easy.
That's all of our stuff. That's what we do. And we're done. Good night.
What a fucking outro.